From handmade fabrics and earrings to pottery and paintings breathing with heritage, Haskell's Indian Art Market tells a story of different lives and tribes from stall to stall. The annual market gives indigenous artists from all over the Kansas region and beyond to not only sell their works, but to educate buyers with its origins and cultural importance.
Volcanic ash, Thomas.
I love to tell the story of how the pottery came to be. It's just really fun to share with others on the process of making pottery and the tradition of it.
You could go into any artist booth here and you're going to get more knowledge than you can take in one day. I trust me on that one.
Imbued with tradition, creating these cultural pieces can be a way for an artist to connect with their roots.
We had pottery, rich traditions many years ago, and so that inspired me to become interested when I was a young adult to try and create maybe something as beautiful as what was made in the past.
By making pottery today, it helped connect me to more traditions and more of the past and more of these stories that have existed for generations.
While drawing from the past, Native artists don't shy away from the present, often adapting Native designs with modern twists. Outside of the lines gathered in front of the booths and countless fry bread pop-ups, the biggest draw was the cultural dances staged throughout the day. As the sound of the drum band and cultural songs filled the air, Native rhythmic footwork showed up on the grass. Even GMIC's very own Allison Levering joined in for a jingle dance or two. As the drum beats faded, it was clear that the event is as much as a market as it is a community for its artists.
My children have grown up here with my artist friends' children, my fellow artists. We've grown old together, if you will, and we've watched the new artists come up.
Pottery to beadwork, each artist may bring their own style, but there's a unity in indigenous artistry.
We might all have a unique way of doing what we do, and it might come from a different region, but in the bigger picture, that creativity connects us all.
For Good Morning Indian Country, Caden Baird. In the U.S., podcasts have never been more popular. In fact, 41% of Americans listen to podcasts monthly and 28% weekly. This gave one Douglas County sheriff the idea to create his own. Coined and created by Sheriff Jay Armbruster, View from 100's primary purpose is to increase transparency within law enforcement and generate trust in the community.
There's a lot of things that happen within this system, the justice system overall, of which I'm a piece of, that I feel needs to be explained or maybe just answered or exposed for the kind of nonsensical piece that it is, so we can talk about it more.
Recorded inside of the Lawrence Public Library monthly, the show takes one guest from either inside the sheriff's office or an agency they work with, as it becomes a conversation of shared experiences, hardships faced, and the harsh reality that some or most deal with on a daily basis.
I really do like trying to show the human side, the human aspect of what we do, because people forget that we do have feelings, that I still have to go home. I still have dirty dishes in the sink at my house waiting for me when I get off, just like everybody else.
I think it'll educate people more on what we're doing behind the scenes, which will hopefully better our public interactions, and people will maybe understand more why we react the way we do or the things that we do. And that's the biggest thing. I just want everyone just to be kinder.
Armbruster hopes that the show is something that doesn't die with him, but a torch that is passed from one sheriff to the next.
I'm in an elected position. I can be replaced every 4 years. And we would love to start something like a podcast and get it up and rolling and have something to hand off to the next sheriff.
And while keeping content fresh can be a challenge, he hopes it can be an outlet for those looking to stay informed and entertained, all while learning a little on what happens behind the badge.
And I hope that we can kind of keep it organic and natural, not forced. We're not trying to manufacture humor. We're not trying to manufacture authenticity. We're trying to earn it.
For KUJH News, Caden Baird.
That maybe don't have that level of trust.
I think the biggest thing that helps me is that I'm not.
The Haskell Powwow Grounds were teamed with community and native tradition on Saturday during Haskell's annual bison harvest. In its second year, the harvest and subsequent cookout brings together the Lawrence, Haskell, and neighboring Indigenous residents, and a special event that builds connections through education and sharing a meal. Because for some, the harvest is a way to look at a past way of life. For others, it is a way to bring their past and culture back to life.
It builds community because they do it together. And then tomorrow we'll eat together, right? So that's what it's really about. It's like getting a community to come out, education, learning from one another.
Thanks to the support of nearby tribes, there is no shortage in sight for Haskell when it comes to buffalo.
Like we've got probably 5 or 6 more years worth of doing it. but you know, these folks have herds, and so that's what they do. You know, it's and that's what they told us is that they're anything we need. You know, they let them know, and so.
Along with connecting natives in the area, these special occasions allow Haskell to engage with the Lawrence community that has supported them in difficult times.
And not just our powwows and our art market, you know, but some of these things that we get to share with them that are really special things that we do as part of our traditional ways.
Education can still be at the forefront of this out-of-school event.
That's what our institution is about, you know, is education. And, you know, we educate in a classroom, but this is the kind of education you don't get in a Western society, you know, normal classroom.
For Good Morning Indian Country, Caden, Baird. Who doesn't love a warm cup of coffee, even if it's served out of the window of a trailer? That exact idea came to the owner, Katie Hoke, when she parked her Airstream in West Lawrence 2 years ago, and has been a staple ever since. Even with success, the plan was always to move to a more centralized location downtown, and when a space came available on 8th Street, it became the new wheelless home for streamlined coffee and crepes.
You know, part of bringing the shop downtown was, again, to be, you know, really trying to be a lot more family friendly, Lawrence has so many young families and kids and college students, like trying to really embrace that younger crowd and kind of be welcoming.
Decorated in an 80s style theme, the shop has as much fun with their new menu additions as the art on the walls and the arcade machines set up inside.
It's kind of like there are new rules. You can use all the color you want, you can use different shapes, different geometries, mash them together. In a lot of ways, more is more with the design.
The menu also comes with a good cause, as 2 drink items proceeds will go to the Lawrence Humane Society.
We support, you know, the Humane Society. We try to, you know, rescue pets when we can. And so for me, it was a way to give back to something that we really believe in. They're an amazing organization.
With an expanded menu from sweet and savory crepes to dirty sodas and milkshakes, fun is in the food as much as the atmosphere.
It's like an escape, right? Come get a root beer float and a Nutella crepe and like hang out for a little bit.
For KUJH News, Caden, Baird. We started our show with a heartbreaking story that has profoundly affected the KU community and even captured national headlines. Last week, a KU student was killed in a hit-and-run accident here in North Lawrence. Today we hear from the students' roommates and see how the campus community is rallying together in support. KUJH's Emma Noble joins us live in studio with more. People all over KU and Lawrence are grieving the loss of 20-year-old Elsa McGrain after she was struck and killed by a driver last Thursday evening. Elsa was loved by many, a member of the Chi Omega sorority here at KU, and a pre-med major with aspirations of becoming a nurse. She's remembered and described by her friends as a genuine, kind, and full of light.